Hello, this is Shelley from Heartland Realty in DeSoto, Missouri. Welcome to another episode of Shelley Makes It Happen. In case you haven't watched this channel before, I like to talk about just some basic real estate things that I get asked a lot to give out some just, general information. As always, you should talk to your agent in your area if you have questions beyond the scope of what I'm talking about here. So today we'll talk a little bit about the codes, because this is a question that the agent codes that we use. We use Maris. It's an MLS system that the agents in my area use to send out listings to our potential clients, to see what's on the market and kind of tell you the status of those listings. So, and you will also see these same listings on realtor.com, Zillow. There's many outlets that you can go to. We could name several that you can go to see current listings on, if you Google something on the internet, there's 15 things that you can look at to look up houses. But then a lot of times clients will call me and say, I saw this house, but this is the status, and what exactly does this mean, and what is the differences between the statuses that I'm seeing. So I'm going to just kind of go over a few of those with you. Obviously, if you see one that says coming soon, that means exactly what it says. It's coming to the market soon. You cannot make an offer on that piece of property yet. It has not even hit the market yet. But they're letting you know that that piece of property or that house is it is coming to the market, and they are working on a listing. Most of the listings then that you'll see, if they say active, those are the ones that your agent should be sending you. If they say active, that means obviously that you can go look at them, you can make a showing appointment, you can make an offer on them. Those are active listings in the system that are obviously looking for buyers. Then we get into some other ones. The most common one I get asked about is active under contract, and what does that mean? So when it says active under contract, that means that they have whoever is selling the house has accepted a contract in the terms of a contract, but it has some contingencies. So you'll see them that say active under contract with kickout, and what that means is that there's some type of contingency, which most likely means the person that is buying that house has to sell their own house, and that's a contingency. It's contingent upon the sale of those buyers being able to sell their house before they can buy this house. That's the most common contingency that we see. So if it says with kickout, that means that the seller has reserved the right to kick that contract out. There's going to be a kick out, and that could be, whatever they decided upon, 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever was decided upon. Meaning that if you went to look at that house, that you could make an offer on that house, and if the seller liked your offer just as good or maybe better than the offer they already accepted, then they have a kick-out period, let's say in this case 48 hours, to go back to the first contract that they took, and give those buyers, still have first option, they have 48 hours in this scenario to remove the contingency and say that they'll go ahead and move forward with the purchase of the house, maybe without selling their house. So they're removing that contingency. And if those buyers decide to do that, your contract won't be able to move forward. But in 48 hours, if they cannot sum that up and show the pre-approval or whatever is necessary to show that they have the ability to move forward, then your contract can supersede theirs if the seller has chosen, to accept yours. So that's what it means. They can kick the contract out, basically. If you see one that says no kick out, then they will accept a backup contract. They're continuing. When it says active under contract, that means that those sellers are still marketing their property. They're open to taking it back up. They're open to letting you still continue to view the home, but they do not have a kick out. So the only thing you could do on that type of a listing is a backup offer. They cannot kick out the contract of the one that they already accepted. So that's up to, it's really up to you, the buyer, if you want to do a backup and kind of lay in waiting to see if their contract is going to close or not. So that would be how that works. Now to the seller, the big difference in doing that versus pending is if it's an active under contract, we all know that when you go onto a website and you look to see how long a house has been on the market, it will still, active under contract will still attract days on the market. Pending will not. So, and pending means that the sellers are not entertaining other offers, and they are not continuing to let people view their home. They have accepted an offer and it's pending, and they are not, as far as they're concerned, they're going to work that offer and hopefully close on it. And if it doesn't, of course, they'll have the option of coming back to the market. But they are not continuing marketing, and they are not still allowing viewings on their home. And under pending, it will not still accumulate as days on the market. So those are the main things, to kind of think about. Obviously, if you see one that says closed, that means it's done, it's closed, that the contract closed and it's off the market. So you'll see some other ones that are confusing. So if you see one that says hold, that means that someone has put their house on the market, and for some reason, it could be a variety of reasons, but let's just say maybe they decided to get new carpeting, or maybe they decided to put a new roof on the house, or decided that they needed to get the price point that they wanted, or maybe they're just on vacation for a couple weeks and they don't want the house shown, so they put it on hold. So what that says to you as a consumer or as a buyer is to keep looking at that house. They plan to bring that house back to the market. It's just on hold for a certain period of time for whatever the reason may be, and that could be a variety of reasons. If it's withdrawn, that means that they have taken it off the market. They don't plan to bring it back to the market, but their agent who had the listing still has the listing until it expires. So they cannot bring that back to the market and list under another agent or do a for sale by owner until that contract has expired. But they have essentially withdrawn it from the market and decided not to sell it for whatever their reasons may be. Expired obviously means that their contract, that their house is no longer on the market and their contract has expired with their listing agent. If it canceled, that means the listing agent has canceled their contract, let them withdraw from their listing agreement, and they are free to do whatever they want at that point. But that means the listing is canceled, and it, obviously they don't plan to bring it back to the market, and they no longer have an agreement with any agent on that house as a listing agent. So I hope that helped a little bit. And if you have any questions, again, talk to your agent in your area. I'm in Missouri, so maybe it's a little bit different in other states. I can only tell you what I know from my experiences. So I hope that helped a little bit. And if you have questions, let us know. And thank you again for joining Shelley Makes It Happen. Have a good day. Thank you.